as I stand and walk down this red, flamboyantly pacing at a rate, yes, at a rate that makes you doubt Newton's first law of motion. So content, like I own pound making machines in my basement, I have nothing to lose. When you look at me with those squinting eyes, because biology composes my stature, and I am scientified by nature as if God bestowed my existence to show off, I have nothing to lose. When you question my fashion that I create to express my love for style and poetry, and you wish you would, and you're hating that I can represent and become richer than Oprah Winfrey in just hours, I have nothing to lose. When with gentleness of supreme strength I indulge calmness, deep in its depth, so humbled, as though I'm about to be crowned as the next Nabagerika. And you wish you would shoot me dead because I behave like I'm the only female residing in the mighty planet of Mars. I have nothing to lose. I really have nothing to lose. I do not pretend to be someone that I'm not. My life's gangster. I alter imagination into reality. I am too complete to compete. I am loved, adored, and cherished above all things by the creator of all things, who is greater than all things. And perhaps you are my reflection. Amused, happy, shattered, and tortured souls. Walking golf and skipping holes often into which I fall. Feeling awful, thinking that substituting fool with some, I'll be awesome, but this substitution reaction is as complex as it never seems. I am conquered in a daze, presumably filled with stupidity. In your gaze, perhaps your assumption is right. Maybe I'm stupid. You know, knowing what to do and simply not doing it. But the problem here is not me. The problem here is life. Cutting me short from all angles with more than one knife. How do I bear the unbearable stare at my headscarf each time I wear it? How do I regain hope after every moment I lose it? How do I stick to my religion when it has been condemned to be a tool for terrorism? I've never been happy or sad. I don't know the difference. I do not know when to cry, on which occasion to cry, or where to laugh. I simply don't know. But I tell you, for one, I never laughed and cried at the same time. One always happens or happened before or after the other, so I cried. I cried because one time my sister went missing. I cried because I am toiling to be rich, yet poverty may be my fate. I cry because I am toiling to have a bright future, yet I'm 100% sure I cannot control my destiny. I cry. But I laugh as well. I laugh at words often spoken by fools. I laugh at bad workmen who blame their tools. I laugh at those who still think it's all by books. I laugh at jokes often cracked by faults. I laugh to grow fat, but in vain. But today, I stand content, for I happened to be a result of an experiment carried out by two grown folks who never wrote me a manual to operate my life. So with this amused, happy, shattered, and tortured soul of mine, I be just fine. Here I do stand before you this evening, but on my ass. Waters from my eyes dripping. Epidermis of my lips cracking. Windows of my ears shattering. Bits of my heart breaking. Pieces pieces that crumble as I scramble my way to perfection. In a society filled with imperfection, rendering existence of perfection the word, not the action, to be but only a human aspiration. So comprehension of words is no longer by dictionary definition, but by social power. Tricky, right? Whoever decides who is pretty or ugly, who is intelligent or dense, who is strong or weak. Weird that as a black girl, I'm supposed to be white or masculine to be considered pretty or intelligent. That when I twerk as a black girl, I'm called a slut. Yet when Miley Cyrus does exactly the same, she's praised hands down. Goodness gracious me, where does this standardization come from? Who the hell has a measuring scale for all these qualities? So if you find me on the roadside, gladly tied in my miniskirt and feel it inappropriate or too short, if you cannot control your emotions, then deal with it. And if you find me putting on my hijab and feel it too long to satisfy your optical nutrition, if you cannot stand me, then swallow it. Because I am female, exquisitely and elegantly woman. One whose gorgeous eyes get you spinning by just a glimpse. One whose voluptuousness doubles your lifespan by just a glance. One whose reproductive system is the only pathway for your genus procreation. I said I am female, exquisitely and elegantly woman. One whose physique destabilizes your stability. One whose stride mercilessly gets all your heads turning. One without whom your DNA cannot be replicated. And I'm not bragging here. Do not call me a boaster. I'm just naturally endowed. So blame me not for your feeble minds that think a woman's nudity is for sexual pleasure, visual pleasure, or entertainment. I am negative 200% compared to that. My body is unbound and mine alone. I choose to dress, grow thin and fat as I please. So, my dear boyfriend, if you ever threaten to dump me because I'll have put on more weight, I'll proudly tell you goodbye, honey, you can leave. Because clearly, I cannot convince a monkey that honey is sweeter than a banana. And my dearest, lovely husband, if you ever threaten to dump me, start to sleep around, suggest to supplement me or to divorce me, I'll gladly kiss you goodbye and whisper, enjoy your stay elsewhere. Because obviously, I'll have observed you growing prettier down the years. But for this planet of Venus I possess, I'm not going to change nothing about it for no lumpen out there. I'm not going to go to Fako, use anti-aging agents and bleaching creams because so-and-so is not appealed with the way I look. My existence on this planet is not based on how you view me. I ain't a pleaser. I am the navy blue sky up above. Sun setting and rising is part of my stature. I turn and twist by nature, blowing away winds of pain, bringing with me pieces of peace to reign. I am female, exquisitely and elegantly woman, by dictionary definition, not the worldview's comprehension. And if you think it's easy being one, perhaps, or just maybe, you should ask Bruce Jenner, or rather, Caitlyn Jenner. Thank you. NONC, bwebanga yakuchawa, manya yatandikira kunze. Kama dunia imekuchukia, jua, natangulia na mimi. If this world hates you, know that it hated me first. Prized out of me its trust, so never do I quench my thirst. Because above me is gravity and below me is upthrust, forces that pull and push me away. It's through hell and high water that I find my way to a path filled with skulls, corpses, broken glasses, jumping, skipping, hoping I trot, and I cave into a place I would never crave, the grave, to finally piece the pieces within. But I lay restlessly herein, I lay restlessly herein. I still hear the Homo sapiens on the other side. I hear men crying like women for what they can't defend. I hear men becoming women in bid to mend the rent they fail to mend. I envision them walking with thine eyes covered with nets, pockets full of pistols filled with bullets, hearts out of their thoracic cavities, heads raised on top of their necks. I envision their souls collapsing in unrelenting agony, trying hard to crawl out of this mess, not to lose face, but it's too late. We're verily in total loss, mate. Innocent people lose lives to calamities so artificial, guilty ones acting superficial. I'm compelled to ask myself, what is this? What happened to Shalom, where harmony and laughter were louder than silence? But now life is worse than a death sentence. We live but as survivors, existing only because DRC, Libya, Palestine, Syria, Somalia are not our residences. All we do is tweet and Facebook about their occupants' incidences and still remain with the moral audacity to introduce ourselves as human beings. I guess this is what they mean when they say there's a difference between a human being and being human. Oh, Mukama tuyambe. What happened to Mirembe, where we were more concerned about the neighbor next door than owning Versace and Louis Vuitton? But now we live encaged in gates and fences, our eyes glued stuck on movies and series that preach distrust, hatred, revenge, and not love, trust, and forgiveness. So now our happiness is derived from antidepressant pills because trusting the media has got us thinking that our closest allies may actually be our greatest enemies, yet we hatefully pick leaves and Amazons from it. Woe unto us for now, our minds browse and process evil, perceiving it as good business. Our actions are a delusion, an illusion of sorts, where we fight for peace and liberty, but we often take paths that lead us to crossroads that get us taking sides. So now Abdurrahim and Ibrahim can barely talk to Malcolm and Tom, and Flower the miniskati can barely stand Hawa the hijabi. What happened to Salam, where unity was an SI unit of humanity? But now humanity has been narrowed, streamlined to flow along religious, racial, tribal, cultural, political, and technical know-who lines, unaware that all these are impositions we are born into, and before all that, we are all humans. But we proceed to live like a nest of cockroaches, contaminating and predating whatever surrounds them in the absence of light, while camouflaging and hiding in crevices in the absence of darkness. The only difference is cockroaches do not discriminate. So I'm now unlearning to relearn, to give peace, salam, shalom, and mirembe, not as just names, but attributes. I'm seeking to give peace, salam, shalom, mirembe. Peace, salam, shalom, mirembe. Peace, salam, shalom.
Okay. Come on, another round of applause, guys. That was beautiful, Hawa. So, if you have any questions for Hawa, this is the time. She can also tell you about herself, projects that she's been doing, things she's been a part of, and then whatever you want to know. This your time. You have 2 minutes.
Hi, everyone. I'm humbled to have you in my audience today. I see so many new faces. My name is Hawa, Hawa Nanjobe Chimbugwe. I am a human being. Yes, Chechitugata. Yes, I'm a poet. Um, I'm passionate about poetry. I am a nutritionist by profession. I I write, I perform, I recite. I am a Chitara Nation poet. I work with Chitara Nation. Chitara Nation is a poetry organization in Uganda. It has recently just published 15 books. So if you want a copy, please get in touch. My Twitter handle is like the at gmail.com. I see someone writing 80 at Hawa Chimbugwe. Chimbugwe is Kimbugwe. Uh, Facebook is Hawa Nanjobe Chimbugwe. Ngabwe Gwagwayo. And Instagram is small letters, lowercase, hawa.n.chimbugwe. The YouTube channel is Hawa Chimbugwe, but the Chimbugwe is with a CH. That one. But I'm not Nigerian, but it's with a CH. Yes, thank you very much.